It's Clint again. I just watched the video I just made. It was my first one. I'm always overly critical of anything I do, and going through it, just so many things I messed up. So many times I should have said this, so many times I shouldn't have said that. I guess that's just how life is too sometimes, you know. It feels like you're doing it right, but then when you go back and look at it, you see where you went wrong. I wish I knew where I went wrong about anything. But I do feel like I want to talk about my friend Jason more, because of that last episode. I met Jason in second grade, just to give you an idea of how old that is. In second grade, we were like, I don't know, we were, you're 5 in first, so you can be 5 in first grade, 6 in second grade, or something like that. I don't even remember. Were we 8? 8 in second grade? I don't know. Anyway, we were in second grade. And I was a very shy person. Very shy. I'm still a very shy person. Especially nowadays. It's just like my shyness has gone full circle. And back then, it's just because you're a kid, you don't know much of anything or anybody. And there's a lot you don't understand, how things work. And strangely enough, when you get older, you find out how things work. You find out how people work. You get nervous again. It's full circle. Anyway, I'm rambling. And I should say this is probably more for me than anybody. I wouldn't watch some weird guy rambling like I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing, is rambling. I want to try to, amidst my rambling, wrangle up something of value. The thing, it was actually 2 weeks ago today when I got a phone call. And just to preface it a little bit, Jason and I were supposed to see the new Batman vs. Superman movie on Sunday, the day before. We both canceled because we both just didn't feel like going that day. We'd go later on. And I didn't say anything more about it. And then Monday came. I had to cut the grass. I couldn't be doing anything. I didn't hear from Jason until he sent an email that sounded very ominous. And what was even more ominous was all the addresses on there. I mean, this email was going to all his friends. That's very disconcerting. And the first thing I thought of was I need to call him right then and there. Just call him. Don't email him. Call him. And I didn't. I replied saying, "Hey, call me back. What's going on, man? Not call me back. I told him to write me back or something. I don't remember what I wrote. I wrote, I wanted him to write me back or get back to me somehow. I don't remember how. And also, I should say, I never answer my phone because no one ever calls me. And anytime the phone rings, it's some bill collector who is looking for the wrong person. This happens all the time and has driven me completely up the wall. I've called those people back and told them that Michelle Duckett, if you're out there, Michelle Duckett, you need to talk to some people. That I'm not Michelle Duckett so many times, so I don't answer my phone ever. And plus, like I said, I just don't get phone calls. I don't. But it was around 10 Monday night, and my phone rang, and I saw Jason. And I instantly picked it up. I was like, hello. And voice on the other line said, "Hey, Clint, it's Nick." "Hey, Clint, what you doing?" I was like, "Oh, Jason." "Oh, hey, Jason, nothing. What about you?" Except that it wasn't Jason. It was his brother. Brother sounds just like. And at that point, it's when it starts to sink in. Not completely, because there's still a chance. But you know what's coming next. And he just said that just wanted to call you to let you know that Jason committed suicide tonight. And my mind just froze. That was a weird, strange thing. Like, it's almost like everything just stopped. My whole body stopped. Everything stopped for a second. It's just weird thing. But before I could even do that, I said something really stupid that I today still feel stupid about. Before I even realized I had said it, I was like, "Are you serious?" Like Nick had called me and said that somebody doesn't like you, Clint. I'd be like, "Oh, are you serious?" "No." "Yes, I'm serious. He took his life," and I felt so stupid. And I was like, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. That was such a stupid question." I'm just in shock. And just as he was in shock too, it's no excuse of mine to say something so stupid. Like his brother would lie about that. It's just a stupid reaction. And I was like, I guess I'll ask another question. How did he do it? He took his dad's gun. And that's kind of a connection to me because one of my suicide attempts involved a gun. So that edge was particularly sharp, jagged. And he started, I could hear him, that bastion of strength, I could hear it melting away. I could hear it, understandably. And so I know I wanted to get him off the phone as soon as possible. For both our sakes, really. But he hung up. It's like my whole body started reacting. I was shaking, and I was just shaking like that. I couldn't sit still. I felt like I would throw up. My head started hurting. I felt like I was about to have a panic attack. Like that whole night, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I tried to call. I have an all friend, I guess you could say. She's helped me out a lot in the past, but we're not really friends anymore, sadly enough. We were at one time very close, but we've just moved too far apart. I tried to call her. She didn't answer. I just kind of, I don't even know what I did that night. I didn't get to sleep till like 8. I think I took a little too many of my anxiety pills. It was alright. I needed it. I really did deserve it. I had a surplus. It wasn't like I was going to run out. There's no excuse anyway. But I didn't handle it well. I tried to chemically handle it. It wasn't right. And the thing is, we had seen Star Wars together, the new Star Wars movie. And he liked it. I didn't. But that didn't change anything between us. We would have little friendly arguments about it. He would see my way, and I'd see his way. We weren't like people who you have to agree with me, it wasn't like that at all. And we held her. We didn't allow the other person to change their viewpoints, of course, but we showed respect in the other person's viewpoint, and we showed a desire to listen. And that really kind of encompasses Jason as a person. He is so polite and so considerate and so selfless. I mean, he's truly altruistic. Really, he is. I mean, some of the things he's helped me with, and I don't even know what I was. I don't know where I was going from there. We were supposed to go see Batman versus Superman. Didn't I already mention that? But he got me out of the house. I mean, these years, I haven't seen any of my friends. None of them. I've been stuck here. Anytime I try to take my mom to try to go somewhere, it's usually bad. She went to the library one time. She got mad because I stayed there so long, even though she had nothing to do that day. She called me once and bitched at me and asked me how much longer I was going to be there, and I told her. And shortly thereafter, she called again, saying she was going to call the cops and report the car stolen. I really wish she had. I really wish she had. Anyway, so when I was going to do something with Jason, my mom didn't seem to have much of a problem with it. Maybe she understood I needed to get out and be with friends. I hope so at least, even though she still gave me grief from time to time. I guess it's just part of the package deal. I mean, what's kind of ironic is she would go to her sister's for 3, 4, 5 days a month. I want to go to the library for the first time in a month, and she wants to call the cops on me. I mean, she has to go across the county. I have to go across the road, across town, if even. It's like 8 minutes away, I guess, to get to the library. I don't even know what the point of this was. When I found out, I think I know where I was going. When I was watching The Force Unleashed, The Force Awakens, on my computer when Nick called, and that was one of the movies we'd seen in the theater that we didn't like, that I didn't like, and he did. And I was watching it again to see if I'd like it. And so I couldn't finish the movie after I got off the phone. I just couldn't do it. There's no way. I don't think I finished it. I haven't finished it, actually. I haven't finished it. So I don't even remember where I was at. Yeah, we were supposed to go see Batman versus Superman on Sunday. And then Monday was when I got the call, and just how I felt that night. I didn't get to sleep till like 8. And I told my mom about it, and she started crying, and she said some indelicate things, I guess, but nothing harmful. She just took it like we all did, so I'm not holding that against her. Because especially my mom has a tendency of saying awful things sometimes, really awful things, to me especially. But this moment wasn't that. She was just reacting as anyone would react like that. And just felt weird to go to sleep because I know I'd wake up the next morning and my friend would be gone. The first day without my friend. And I don't see myself going to the movies anytime soon. And it's not like I depended on him or he was why. It's not like that. It's just that he was one of the few friends who actually seemed to care about me. My other friend, I've mentioned her. She's been really helpful towards me, but I wanted to talk to her about it, and she's too busy to talk. And I try to get in touch with my other friends, and I guess they're probably like me too. They probably don't know what to say. I don't know what I would say. But depression is a disease, and it sucks that you have to go to the doctor, and they can't just hook your brain up to something and say, oh yeah, this chemical here is not doing enough. There's too much chemical over there doing too much. No, what they do is say, well, this might help you. So they give you a pill. Take it. Tell me how it works. Come back. We'll go from there. So it's trial and error is what it is. It's trial and error. The pill could do nothing, or it could make you worse. And that's happened. I've had that happen. And the thing is, you understand it's a trial and error. You understand it. You just don't understand how long of a trial and error it takes. Some people probably don't go through the process that much. Maybe lucky, maybe the second or third attempt at something new works for them. Great, and then they're fixed. Not fixed, but they're on their way. But there are some people that nothing can help. And maybe that's because there's something else that needs to be treated. Am I have anxiety because I'm depressed? Or am I depressed because I have anxiety? Is my bipolar disorder the one sitting in the throne commanding depression and anxiety to do its bidding? We don't know. I think we're in the dark ages when it comes to mental health. The mental health facilities around here, they're not even worth it. I've tried twice. First time I went, what happened there? I don't remember even what happened. It's just like the process takes forever. It takes months before you see anyone. They'll give you your medications to keep you on your medications, but before you actually see a psychiatrist, it takes forever. And when I finally did see the psychiatrist, I wish I would have known this. He's the type that doesn't talk to people. He's the type that just hands out medications. Oh, you're on this? Okay, well, we'll keep you on this. Except for, he actually messed up my medications a little bit. I was on medications for sleeping and anxiety. And he thought that the anxiety medication should be enough to put me to sleep, even though I vehemently told him that that's why I was on sleeping medication. He didn't even listen, didn't faze him a bit. Like I said, he didn't even look at me once. Very unfriendly, very unprofessional, didn't seem interested in how I was doing. He just was concerned about getting medication. That's it. Terrible experience with that place. Our Department of Mental Health. So if you go there, I'm not saying don't go there, if that's your only avenue, give it a try, maybe you'll have better luck. And I had another one one time, and I got like $1,000 bill. And I was like, I thought this was, I didn't know anything about it. I thought this was, because I was basically homeless and jobless. And I didn't, maybe that was my fault for not asking, but I thought it was like one of those services that the state offers for people that need help. Otherwise, they can afford psychiatrists to go somewhere else. And so what I have to do is I just have to go to my doctor, and he puts me on one thing. If it doesn't work, puts me on something else. And Nothing ever works. I mean, the anxiety and sleep medications help, but of course those are instant things. You know, your anxiety goes away, your insomnia goes away. You know, with medications that take time to build up, and that in itself can be frustrating because you, when you try different things and you see that nothing's working, you feel worse. That hopelessness becomes validated, and that hopelessness gets worse because you're like, they're never going to be able to fix me. I've been through too much already. They should have fixed me by now, but they're not. They're trying me on all kinds of stuff. Maybe I just can't be fixed. Or worse yet, maybe I'm not depressed and that's why it's not helping. It's pathetic. When I was in the mental ward of our hospital the second time, one of the therapists there said that he used to work at that health center, the Department of Mental Health, and he had to quit because his caseload was too much. It had like doubled or tripled or something. He couldn't handle it, so he got hired on at the hospital, worked there with them. Well, he wasn't that great a guy either, to be honest with you. He seems real nice. He's really outgoing. He really likes to talk about himself, which is fine. But it's almost like they're trying to get you out there as quickly as possible, even if you're not ready. The second time I was not ready. I was still, and on top of that, you don't get to see a doctor. You can come in, you tell them what you've been taking, and then they change your meds for you. And that's exactly what they did with me. They took me off the meds I was on, put me on some different meds. Those meds would only be given to me for 3 nights, and then they'd cut it off completely. Anxiety meds. So I'd be getting crap meds in place of meds that had worked. So I didn't sleep very much there at all. I would wake up, and strangely enough, a few other people would be up too, having the same problems. Like they never connected. But the group I was with that second time was a great bunch of people, really. One guy got my phone number and everything. We got along well. And there was a lady there. She actually kind of looked like one of my friends. She was a really nice person too. And then there was this guy who was just angry at everything. He had these conspiracy ideas about he thought he was being drugged or stuff stolen from him. He was being watched. Every day he was trying to get in contact with lawyers. And every time we'd have a therapy session, he would do something stupid, stand up, yell, walk out, disrupt, just completely disrupt us, the whole therapy session. Maybe there was only like 6, 7 of us in there, but still, and I was already so high tensioned from everything going on. I could feel myself tensing up whenever he was around because I was waiting for him to do something stupid and obnoxious. I feel sorry for him. Obviously, he has problems, but he doesn't need to be there. He needs to be somewhere where people can watch him and be close to him, to where he does not interfere with patients, because he is interfering with the therapy of other patients. He's an obstacle. We all got out the same day. He got out the same day I did. I wasn't even ready to get out, honestly. I felt like the first time I was there, I was ready to get out. The second time, I know some years had passed. I knew I had problems. I wasn't ready. I didn't care. As long as they think you're not going to kill yourself, they're like, yeah. You think you can get some help or something. You think maybe they'll hook you up in the program or something that can help. But no, they just say give you some brochures for homeless shelters, which are most of them are out of date. I mean, you look at the dates on some of these forms they give you there from like 4 or 5 years ago. Some of those shelters, I called because I didn't want to come back to my mom's because she's the one that called the cops on me because my mom had worn me down the whole day over a bunch of stupid shit and worn me down to the nub. And I threatened to hurt myself. I wasn't going to, but I shouldn't have said it. So the cop came over and I tried to explain. I was like, no, I was just mad, telling her this had to end because he heard me when I said this all has to end or something, and he took that to mean that I was going to kill myself or something. And it wasn't, but he had to do his job. He had to do his job, and assume the worst. So those mental wards at the hospital are terrible. They're terrible. Like I said before, I've never had a psychiatrist. I've had psychiatrists, but only when I was in these hospitals. When I had to see one, not because I wanted one, or they make you see one. And the psychiatrist was the same guy who changed my meds around without talking to me, without even meeting me. I didn't even know what he looked like. When I finally met him 3 or 4 days later, whatever it was, I was calm. I expressed my concerns about my medication, about how I understand what he's trying to do, but maybe he needs to be more gradual with taking me off medication I've been on for years. And it just like bounced off his head. I might as well not say anything. And the conversation got to, I think I mentioned about how I'm just not happy in my life right now. I was wanting to do other things, creative things, like photography, stuff I've been doing. That's what I want to do professionally. Maybe go back to school. And I don't know, I guess a good psychiatrist would be like, yeah, you could do that, I think you should be definitely look into that. That's going to make you happy. Not this guy. He's like, well, you probably just need to find a job. Doesn't matter where. Get a factory job. Go work at McDonald's. Doesn't matter. And I don't know, to me that was dismissive and insulting. But maybe he was just trying to say you need something. I don't know. It wasn't just that. It was just his attitude. Like you can tell. Like somebody would say he wouldn't trying to be unlikable. But like I guess he's not used to people saying questioning, which is what I was doing. And he didn't like it. You could tell he had these little mannerisms that he just telegraphed. Shut up, shut up, shut up. You shut up. I'm the expert here. You're the one sitting in front of me here. I have to be here. You didn't have to be here. That type of thing. And I would have been perfectly happy going somewhere like a facility for a month or 2 or 3. I don't care. Right now at this point, I wish I could be locked up. But I can't. And I try to get disability, but since I haven't talked to psychiatrists, then, well, you're really probably not depressed. They don't figure that, a working person may not be able to afford psychiatry. At the same time, people can't predict when psychological issues are going to just flare up and start eating up your world. What they'll do is they'll send you to a psychiatrist, for a 30-minute session. And so in that 30 minutes, the psychiatrist asks you some questions, basically questions that test whether or not you know you're there. Like, what day is it? Who's the president? What are you doing? How did you get here? It wasn't quite, it's almost like it was a joke. It was a waste of time. And I said, oh, he's perfectly okay. He knows where he's at. Just check. And it's an insult to me. It's an insult that a diagnosis can be made on somebody who's had years and years and years of trouble to be summed up by a perfect stranger in 30 minutes. Probably has a lot to do with how much the state pays him to see me. I'm sure he gets a modest little thing or something. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure he gets a pittance of what he should be getting with regular customers. And he was a nice guy. He was like one of the nicest psychiatrists I've dealt with. I can't think of any others. I've dealt with therapists who've been really nice, but therapists can only do so much. I mean, I really need a psychiatrist, someone who can, someone who knows more about it. But I can't afford it. I just can't afford it. And it's not that I don't want to work. I don't like being broke, poor. I don't like living in a house that doesn't have hot water. I don't like sleeping on a mattress on the floor. I don't like not having anything to do, not having a car, not having friends, not having nowhere to go. Yes, you're living to survive. Or you're surviving to live. When it's that kind of when that's your life, when that's the equation of your life, this circular equation, you do this to get to there, to get to here, to get to, there is no point in it, and you see no point in it. And then that's when those suicidal thoughts come back. Now, I don't speak for everyone. For me, at least, suicide is something that's always going to be with me, always. Because this is going to sound really grim, but suicide is a form of control. Something you can do, no matter what happens. You can lose your house, you can be homeless, you can lose your clothes, you can be sick, whatever. You can have everything taken from you. But if you're determined enough, you can decide what happens next. You can decide to do that final option. It's a source of comfort, because that's one control they can never take away from you. Sure, they can try, but in the end, it is up to you. And that's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. That in itself, and I think that's horrible. But where you get in your own story, you don't see things happening certain ways. When you're a kid, and the world is completely open to you, infinite possibilities. The older you get, less infinite the possibilities. The smaller the world gets, the less opportunities you have, until it closes and closes, until all you see is just a dark tunnel. You just get stuck in that dark tunnel, and you see no way out of it. No way. That's how life is for a lot of people. I think I can safely say that. And another thing I've noticed is, Jason was a very creative guy. I consider myself, I was at one time a very creative guy. I love taking pictures, I love drawing, writing, creating images on the computer, and doing stuff like that. We used to do short films. We used to go hiking, run out in the woods, just all kinds of great fun things. And I've lost so much desire, and it's like it's just gone. It's like a casualty. Because depression can be a war. The things that you love, the things that you do, become casualties. And once you've lost everything, that's how wars are lost. So I hope in the future, probably won't happen in my future, we come to an age where science can do something far more important and effective. I don't care to plug something in your brain, send nanobars into your brain, check all the little gauges and doors and buttons and levers and hinges and all that, make sure everything is closing and opening and lighting up. Because we're in the dark ages as far as mental health goes. I mean, if you get bronchitis, you can get fixed for that. Some forms of cancer, you can get fixed for that. Again, I know cancer is a whole other thing, but a lot of it isn't fixable. I'm just saying, with mental illness, the chances of you getting fixed aren't great. It doesn't matter who you are, or how much you got sometimes. And we see famous people, Robin Williams, killing himself. Who would think Robin Williams would kill himself? Didn't he seem like the happiest person in the world? He's rich, famous, he's been in some good movies. Not everyone knows him. Everyone in the world knows Robin Williams. He was a laughing man, for Christ's sake. He was a comedian, he made people laugh. People laughed. But he wasn't happy. And he saw no way out of it. just not paying enough attention. Sure, after it happened, we're all sad. We all talk about how, we need to prevent this. But does anything ever really change? Is it just there's no money? There's just no money in it or something? I'll ramble some more. I don't know what else to talk about. I'd like to talk about some happy things, but it's so hard to do. That's one thing about my dreams. They say nightmares are the worst dreams, but I disagree. The worst dreams for me is when the world that I dream of is better than the one I wake up in. I never can go back there. I try. I have a wonderful dream where I'm happy or powerful. But the dream ends. Reality wakes. And here we are, all over, starting this day over again. I don't know if you're like me, but the days they drag by. I hate it. I like it when it gets dark, though, because that means the day's almost over, but at the same time, that means another one's right over the corner. That's just me seeing negativity in everything. I am a pessimist. I am a super bad pessimist. That's probably some other word for it. I'm a pessimist and a skeptic. I think that's all for this rant. Thanks for watching if you did.